Old School is a film that was recommended to me on Netflix as a film that I may like. I had a look at the cast and thought, yeah, Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, this definitely sounds like something I could like. I'm honestly very much on the fence with how I feel about it. I found that some of it was really, really good, and some of it I thought was just not even mediocre, it was just lacking and didn't really have anything engaging. I will say the last half an hour, and I won't spoil anything by telling you what it's about, of course. I'll tell you what it's about, I won't go into any detail. But the last half an hour I thought was brilliant. So if you start watching it and kind of feel like it's not going very far, stick with it, because it does get better. The description from IMDb sums it up quite well, and this says, 3 friends attempt to recapture their glory days by opening up a fraternity near their alma mater. The way they get to that is quite interesting, but it basically revolves around failed relationships, needing somewhere else to live, and ending up there. And I thought it was a pretty good road to the main narrative. You know, it could have been worse. They could have just forced their way into this storyline. But actually, I think the narrative itself is, for the most part, well developed, if not always engaging. It is directed by Todd Phillips, released in 2003. And as I said, has a brilliant cast, including the mentioned and Luke Wilson. Seann William Scott is in it. Really enjoyed the cast and the performances. Where I feel it let itself down was with the narrative at certain points. Not at every point, because I feel like there are a lot of really interesting things about it, and as I said, the last half an hour is a lot of fun, and, you know, something that I really thoroughly enjoyed watching. But there are times when it just kind of dips a bit and it feels like there's too much fluff in it. Now, it's not the longest film in the world, it's about an hour and a half, so in a way it doesn't feel like it's being padded or stretched out, but there are bits of it that I think could have been omitted. It just means it would have been a little bit shorter and you would have got less for your money. So it depends on where you stand with that. The characters were interesting. I liked Mitch, played by Luke Wilson. I really liked his character, and as a big fan of Will Ferrell, Frank was pretty engaging. Pritchard, played by Jeremy Piven, or Piven, I apologise for any mispronunciations. Quite an interesting character as well, and all were pretty well developed. There were certain things that I think they could have done better as well, like giving us more mention of their lives before they decided to take this step. But realistically, no real main complaints, nothing that made it bad. I just feel like it wasn't as good as, 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb average rating, so I could have maybe expected a little bit more. But ultimately, wouldn't watch it again. Kind of glad though that I've seen it.